Okay, we gotta wait for the bot to turn back on. Hold on, hold on. I think at least people can hear me now. I just can't see what you guys are saying. Let me get that up on my phone. I'm sorry, there's technical problems at the moment. Wait, sub? There's a sub? Oh yes, the chat's working again! Wait. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I missed the sub. The sub is... The sub is... Let me just replay the notification. Thought that would work. I'm trying to resend the notification. Oh, this is awkward. I'm really sorry about this. Go drunk bot, you're home. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, I apologize for the kind of awkward start we have here. I can't redo the thing, but Lilac has resubscribed for 10 months. 2 months off of a year. Thank you so much, Lilac, for your support. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sorry the bot is stupid. If you look at the picture I put in the oh, if you were expecting a professional trademark stream experience, I don't know what you were. I don't know. Oh, and now the boss is broken? The big boss is broken? Why is this happening to me? All the Streamlabs stuff is broken. All the Streamlabs stuff is broken. That doesn't make that look much better. Okay. We're just gonna pretend everything is fine. Everything is broken. Everything is chaos. I mean, that's about the point we're at in the game, where everything is absolute chaos. Investigation. Okay. Alright. So, I cannot look at that video right now. Unless I had forgotten to turn off Chrome, but oh well. Anyway, we left off at an important junction, and that junction being, of course, the final trial. Nick, 10 months in a row? You shouldn't be the one giving me nice things today. Come on. Yeah, what a wonderful journey it's been these months. 10, but now we must endure a deadly trial once again. Is even the chat working? Chat isn't even working. Chat is not even working. I swear. Okay, I guess we have an empty overlay. Everything is suffering. Everything is suffering. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Not much I can do. I will try and read out the chat, I guess. Okay. We're just gonna get going. Okay. Our final trial, we were working on investigating our final trial. We have managed to work it out with Monokuma. After being rescued by Kyoko, we managed to work it out with Monokuma to let us have one final trial, one final showdown to find the identity of the mastermind. So, it's the mastermind or it's us. So this is kind of the fight of our lives here. Read out the chat like a lore text-to-speech. I can't think of any way to abuse that, says Nick. Okay, where else were we going to explore? There was some other places we had to go. The garden we had to go to, the biolab we had to go to. Indeed. Right off the bat, awesome music. Indeed, Nick. Okay, so we need to go to the garden. Unless we were already there, not sure. Because we're checking all the areas that were related to the last case as well. Where's the corpse? Huh? It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here? What, did it get up and walk away? Is that what we have now? Are there any more chickens missing? Stream audio quieter than usual. I turned it up a tad here. I'm also not like 100% energy-wise, so I do apologize for the... I do apologize for that, but we're gonna see when we can get done. Why do they even need all these monitors? Maybe it's just to give us something to look at. Okay, are there any more chickens missing? There we go. There we go, share that. There's still just the 4 chickens left. Honestly, I'd be kind of terrified if there were more than Oh god. Imagine. 7 chickens. Maybe more. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I'd better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body. If it's not in here either, then it must be... I have no idea where. But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in another case, so... I'd better look into it. Makoto's mind cannot comprehend the concept of more than 5 chickens in one place at the same time. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab, and this originally came from the Biolab? Tarp. We got the tarp. I mean, I guess we know what his answer would be to the whole horse-sized chickens or chicken-sized horses. That's all I really needed to check here. But where could her body have gone? I better start looking for it. The flower ate it. Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Well, I don't think it's related to the case, so I'd better keep my distance. Despite the fact that that is not a carnivorous plant. Okay, where's the biolab? Let's go do some biology. Some biology. Let's go do some frogs. Raw. I don't know why that's written on the door. Okay, I like the style. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold! It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. Been seeing a lot of those things lately. You've seen 2. that's our regular camera and monitor. Ugh, it's so cold! Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Are they gonna lock us out of this room too? There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side... Yeah, that's clearly the left. That's left! I guess it's the panels left? Oh, it's left side of the wall. It's a morgue. Sure side. Some kind of weird machine or something built in the wall. Seen something like this before. Ah, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror film movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Look in the freezers, Makoto! Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the... This is one of the weirder things I've found. Makoto, a freezer! Oh cool, maybe there's a sandwich in one of those. Yes, Nick. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is a stainless steel and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. There's some kind of weird machine, and on the left side are a bunch of glowing lights, but only some of the lights are on. The ones on the left. The right-hand lights are off. Now looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It was a makeshift morgue. They bought those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is. I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. To do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Okay, where else are we headed? You said to save the second floor of the dormitories for last. That wasn't involved. I'm trying to check for what has exclamation points. Help scoop first floor. Second floor is not involved. Not involved. Fourth floor. We went to the data center. The headmaster's room, we went in there. So I believe that's all we needed to check, other than the second floor of dorms. Correct me if I'm wrong? King Captain, the good old dead body fridge. Yep, and Lilac making distressed noises. Yeah, I do believe that the second floor of dorms is the next thing we have. Should be here. You all ready to see this? Whatever this is. Missed a lot since I was last here, yeah, Lilac. Makoto got executed, except that Alter Ego saved us, and then Kyoko got us out of a garbage room, and we found out how awesome Kyoko is, and she needs to be protected, and she's a great character. Now we've made a deal with Monokuma to do one final trial for our lives as we find the identity of the mastermind, because as it turns out, the mastermind is actually the one who killed Mukuro. So we have to find them, and it's either them or us. So, yeah. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Alex says, oh snap, also thank God Alter Ego's alive. That might have been the last of him, unfortunately. Okay. Because that's how walls work. It's at the end of this hall. That's bathrooms. I'm sorry, is that a giraffe? I'm sorry, that is a giraffe. Why is there a giraffe? Okay. Let's see the giraffe door. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hopes Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Oh, jeez. King Captain, oh man, I hate when I open my locker and a giraffe head pops out. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open them up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way to get it open. It looks like this locker is already broken. I wonder if I can open this locker. No. Card reader. Ow, come on. Do we have to do this every time? Metal plate mounted to the locker, no way to get it open. These are already broken. Can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Never mind that it's already, like, partially open. I assume there's nothing else in here. Aside from a giraffe. Maybe the giraffe was the friends we made along the way. Well, I'm not getting through there. Oh, this is swanky. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. There looked to be a binder in one of the lockers that was open, or did my stream buffering skip past you checking that? I did not check that. I will go and do that. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. I don't think I'm done in here quite yet. Okay, well it has to be after we check this room. I'll go back. Okay. A bunch of things mashed together here. Good game design. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
Whew.
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information on the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair. The desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. Okay. The coins we have never been using. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmaster's. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. Right, that's not nearly enough to go on. 11037.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. Polinick, extremely good guess, but no. Well, maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. But if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be... something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of. Or something she didn't want to think of. For example... What about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just trying to think of what the password might be. Sorry, I had to look at something. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. A rare moment of brilliance from Makoto, indeed. And hopefully, as the ultimate lucky student. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri, except backwards because we're Japanese. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko! Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. Present. Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. That picture on the dresser? Why? You think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so... do you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? To be fair, Makoto, you scream a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. Swiggity swocks, what's in the box? Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was it? I'm sorry! I was honestly expecting a Monokuma. I was expecting another Monokuma. Not skeleton. Just like 7, says Lilac. Spooky bones from Kit Kat. Spooky, scary skeletons, says Nick. Jeez, what was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What was in the box? It was wrapped up all night, so I never would have guessed what was inside. Human bones. Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. I'm gonna need more than Pepsi for this. Jeez, can you imagine finding your dad's remains like that, Lilac? I don't want to, or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for. Hold on, how can you know that for sure? Did you try Coke? No, Nick, I did not try Coke. How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. More than Pepsi, root beer. Sherazad? I don't actually know if I've had root beer. Like, I think I've passed by it tangentially, but if I haven't... If I have drank it, it was a long time ago. Nick, also awkward way to meet the dad of the girl you fancy. Yeah, I don't think they're getting his blessing for marriage. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words,
That most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption, anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. You just caught on to that! Just caught on to that, Noogie! She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past. And yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time. He must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. To cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. That is pretty adorable, Kyoko. This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a closer look. But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind. Sherazade. Oh, hey, Kyoko is pretty cute in present day. Would hug. This is true. This is true. Didn't realize how much I was going to like her.
Now...
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but... I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's any handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
Yes, Lilac, open lockers. We're gonna do that. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Open everything, yeah. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko... I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Would you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko... Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just
I
a
need
second.
to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Takes a while for a soul to heal. Lilac is... You are correct. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster. Killed Kyoko's father. Kyoko, like Chihiro and Hina, is a precious cinnamon roll. Shirazad, that is where you're wrong. Hina is in fact a donut hole. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. Lilac, she likes everything donuts, not just donut holes. Seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. You're wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... Sherry told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... me? Byakuya. Quick recap, all the death, yeah. Hiro. Toko. Hina. And Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Are you sure? And there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. If it wasn't totally clear, Great deal of emphasis there, Makoto. Yeah, in case it was unclear, I do know a name for who this is. I kind of cannot help it, because the fandom was very large, has been around for a very long time, and I have friends who were into it for long before I actually cared about spoilers. However, apparently I am still set to be surprised. And, you know, I have no idea how it's actually physically possible to be the person. So, I'm excited to find that part out. And yet there's 7 unused freezer shares out, this is true. But still chat no spoilers, yeah, Nick. In case anybody does not know about it, let's leave the name out of it. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader. So does that mean? Well, let's just give it a try. You have... Wait, but... What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it is belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contains a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? Unless you were here a lot longer than you like to admit. Lilac has a point. Let's go check out some of these others. Took the emergency handbook. Beep. Looks like the locker open. Now let's see what we've got. I don't see anything that might be a clue. It looks like this locker is already broken. Locker's already broken. Took the emergency handbook. Let's see what we got. This thing is practically empty. There's just one thing. Some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. Nick says, I mean, at this point, the game is starting to be less and less subtle about the eventual conclusions. And there's another part that got spoiled. So, it looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about the whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. I looked at it. Unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Obviously more than Kyoko had amnesia, says Lilac. We're gonna have to see about that. Alright, also you said there was a binder, but the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro? And a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko? There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Yeah, didn't one of you say there was a binder in one of the lockers? Oh, that's just the other locker. Might be a cinder block. Yeah, it could be a binder or it could be a cinder block. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Yeah, I don't see any. Don't see anything. Those are all broken. Did I check all the lockers? I think I've checked all the available lockers. That's the one with the pocketbook. Nope, don't see anything that could be a clue. I do believe that's all. Can't tell. If it isn't the case... No, I'm not done.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Oh, thank goodness. What, now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that... You said to go to the gym, right? Yeah, I was gonna freak out because I wasn't done on the second floor. Oh, hey, hero. Makoro? Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait! There's no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Is he blaming us? Hero? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? No, everybody's trying to blame us for this again. Been a while since we saw this sequence. It's just us this time, with our very long legs.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome, hello! Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. The envelope? This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. And Mukuro. Hold on, I need to point out something to Nick. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right. When Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at that file, Mukuro Ikusaba. And this girl is. What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we were all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture is all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean... Could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know? So I mean, get out. But I told you, I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Group photo. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Okay. First of all, we're gonna go back to the second floor dorms. Because we need to finish going through that. Okay, so that's the stairs. That's a door we can't get in. Makoto, you're probably the photographer. Yeah, he's not as sharp as crayon on the box. Bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. And that is a blood stain. That is several blood stains. Okay. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Only things in here? Also, the wallpaper could use some work. That's the door, and that's the... This door is nothing anymore. I can't get past here. So that's the only open door there. Hints in the bathroom. This is a girl's bathroom! Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Wow! Literally just a bathroom. I think that really is all of this. So we're gonna go and visit the others. Dining hall, Allie's in the dining hall. Look, nothing in this game so far has been just a blank. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Makoto! Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast, I didn't even have the time to ask her to stop. Monokuma is definitely trying to pin this on us. Mina, why? Why won't you talk to me? Yep. We saw a different picture than everyone else. Because he is trying to make us look bad. Nah, he'd never do that. Monokuma. Might get more straight answers with Byakuya, like you might be right. Let's go into the archive. Let's get some more folks. Oh, I thought that was Nick. Oh, Byakuya! Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the... Why was he acting like that? Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. Curiouser, curiouser! What do you want to bet he's gonna do? Hey, Hero! Makoto! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No. Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Hero, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about that notebook I'd found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? I decided to visit the biolab one more time. And the first thing I saw when I got there was her, passed out again. Huh? Toko? That's probably why. It's open. Oh, but Toko... Toko, are you okay? No! She's not dead, is she? It's cold, it's super cold, it's so cold, I think I might catch cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What? I was asleep? I must have fainted again. I thought you were standing there staring and getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, what? Hot and bothered straight up? No, I'm okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Burroughs? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazingo! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No. It's more like half. But all I want to know right now is where's my little darling? Tell me now or I'll slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya is around somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it, I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things faster. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Still a no from Jill. Toko shut off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. I'd assume it's the dead body. The fridge is open, but I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh yeah,
It would seem...
it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she'd fainted.
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult with her?
Anyway...
We should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. Suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body is inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The Mastermind did it. Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyogo didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. I'm going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait up there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. I mean, we kind of know all we need to know about the other bodies. I am also wondering how they fit Hifumi and Sakura in those things. Just wait over there, that's it. I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Oh, right, way in the back. Good question. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at that point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the Mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation.
Because...
It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies! I can't do it. I can't look inside. What are we waiting for here exactly? Can't leave things the way they are right now. You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. Ah, it's the same one as the one I found in the garden tool shed. And if I remember that tarp, it had a stamp on it that said Biolab. That's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Already looked through the instruction manual. On the left side, a bunch of blue lights are on. These ones aren't. It would seem the blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 6. Looking around, the number of lights they're on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9? 9 lights? Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone could do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds that the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However,
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got them on a Kuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
so then,
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
at the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future.
Hey,
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
so...
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They're indeed consistent with the corpse. So then,
Indeed.
and don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. That's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mukuro Ikusaba.
And?
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then...
And it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kinda sad leaving it out like this?
Why?
Sad. Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still.
whew.
You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me. But she decided to help him instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then...
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in the locker. If I don't do it now... Hey Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel I have to ask.
What?
Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What? So...
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
Indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
What? If that's true...
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto.
Koto, I think everything is starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. Nick says, I never get tired of that shot Kyoko sprite. It is pretty good. After all, it would seem it is my locker. Your locker.
Makoto.
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. A DVD. It says Class 78 Urgent Interviews.
So...
I found it in that hidden room after you left.
Anyway,
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. I guess that means there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything. Include even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask. For the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. Determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
why?
So why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? Because you're human, Kyoko. Human emotions aren't all neat and tidy as we might like. It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. Sometimes there isn't. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right,
Hey,
but keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. Better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. I love Kyoko so much. So, how about warming up to Kyoko and Makoto, huh? Yeah. No kidding. Ooh. That guy good. Alright, another DVD. We haven't watched any of these since, we found out our family might be dead. I should be able to play DVDs just fine. Makoto finally getting development. Yes, Lilac. And then I better take a look. I mean, I've kind of seen a character developing in him the whole time. But maybe that was just my, like, assumption. Took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds. But to me, it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka. It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the main man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school? I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. This, only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad, she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes started back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk with him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in this school forever. And then... Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school, just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up. The monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie! Looks like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now.
Too bad.
Now then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure my ass. You cut the power on purpose. Oh, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. You'd ask them the question, and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh. But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At the time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Convenient outcome. Something that seems so to obviously work in the favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... I think we're missing a little something from that DVD.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is a promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning.
And you have like 3 more games in your series, so we're definitely going to see you again. So maybe this whole thing, it wasn't as involuntary as it first seemed. Indeed, Nick.
Let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. I like how it's not playing the spooky music. I refuse to run away. This is our final battle. The last class trial. You are filled with determination. That's right, Lilac. I guess I'm the first one this time.
Makoto,
You're early, Makoto.
listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said... Byakuya! Byakuya? They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Hina. Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appeared.
Elite! Ah, strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so what?
Yes!
Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful...
With my scissors, sharp scissors in the hand, I'll stab and go and shoot the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. That is what master wants. It can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Wait.
Whew.
No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well, now.
Okay, well then, let's begin.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This final trial is going to be slathered in pitch black despair, climaximum of sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right. This is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today,
And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
you guys.
So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
in the name of my
Will
family.
be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. Yep, they definitely blame me. One by one, the others followed. Things are about to get good. Probably not good for me. Hello, Act? Don't think I've seen you here before? Don't know what else to call you, but hey, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Nobody made eye contact, nobody said a word, they just disappeared in the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right. I'm ready.
so...
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. There's no running away now. Why are they so stupid to believe the bear? I don't know. I don't know. Also, I do apologize, Act. My layout is currently broken. So the chat isn't like appearing on the side like it's supposed to. Because it seems like all of Streamlabs is down right now. And that's how I do everything. So, yeah, none of that's showing up, so I'm just reading it out. It's weird circumstances. I started making my way toward the opening. Step after step toward that gaping maw. I resolved this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. You use Streamlabs too, so it broke for you too, Act. Okay. Oi. Like the chat wouldn't even display properly for a little bit. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. Deeper than that. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later. I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site. What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? So we've been going to different rooms all this time, and that's why the walls have changed color. It's a long-awaited last stage, the most exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16 seat.
Thrills, chills.
Well then, let's begin! The mastermind stands exposed and must pay for their crimes. Now, all that's left is the looming mystery of Hope's Peak Academy itself. Don't think I have any new skills. I missed so much, probably because I haven't been using gifts. This one is going to be the wildest one yet, and apparently it's going to take longer than an hour, which is what we have left. But Nick has also told me there are decent places to stop during this trial, so we won't have to end, like, super early. Also, I will be back in just a moment. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm back. Let's go through this. What information do we have? Lots of information. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. Their body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Several rooms had been locked up until this point. The headmaster's room on the 4th floor, the biolab on the 5th floor, the Monokuma door in the data center on the 4th floor, and the 2nd floor of the dormitory area. In addition, the areas directly connected to Mukuro Ikusaba's death are the garden and dojo. The Monokuma room in the data center opened to reveal a small room used to command Monokuma. This is where the mastermind had been issuing commands to the Ursine robot. The tarp found in the garden had played a part in Mukuro's murder. Biolab had been stamped onto one corner of the tarp. The same kind of tarp was found in the biolab, so there's no doubt that this tarp came from there. According to the headmaster's report, Mukuro did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. In addition, her physical features were as follows: 5 foot, 7 inches, 97 pounds, 31, 22, 32, whatever that means. Kyoko has confirmed that the corpse matches these characteristics. The phrase "the ultimate despair" doesn't refer to a single individual, but a like-minded group of people. 1 year ago, that group brought about the single worst event in human history. They are motivated by despair, making them some of the most despicable people to ever live. There was a brightly colored box sitting in the headmaster's hidden room. Inside the box were human remains, human bones, the last remains of a headmaster. In this hidden room, the headmaster kept a photo of him and a young Kyoko together. In the photo, they're both smiling. An emergency handbook was found in the headmaster's hidden room. The handbook apparently has no restrictions and was given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. The notebook was found in a locker on the 2nd floor of the dorms. Yasuhiro's name was written on the inside, and it has notes for a number of different classes. And I know, right, it's a little ridiculous with the proportions, but I guess they had to translate it. The pocketbook was found in a locker on the 2nd floor of the dorms, and based on what was written inside, it is believed to be Kyoko's. There's some kind of message scrawled on the last page of the pocketbook. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. The biolab on the 5th floor seems to have been repurposed as a morgue. A corpse fridge has been installed in the biolab. It seems that a blue light has come on to indicate a slot is occupied. The number of blue lights counting the slot with Mukuro's body inside, comes to a total of 9. The photo depicts all the Hope's Peak students wearing matching uniforms. Worth noting is that Mukuro is pictured, while Makoto is not. Could that mean all the others are working together somehow? It would seem that while Toko and Genocide Jack share certain fundamental knowledge, their individual memories are separate. So Jack might know something that Toko doesn't. Kyoko attests that both the stab wound and the blow to the head were inflicted after death. The DVD Kyoko found contained interviews between the headmaster and all the Hope's Peak students. Makoto, however, had no memory of such an interview. Thanks to Monokuma's interference, Makoto wasn't able to watch the DVD all the way through. Okay. Once again, I would like to repeat that I do know who the mastermind is, incidentally because of friends in the fandom and how long the fandom's been around. However, there are plenty of things here that I very, very much do not know, including how what I know to be true is even possible. So yeah, no spoilers in chat. Some people are watching this over for the first time with me. I'm just admitting, I'm just, in the interest of full disclosure, that some of this, that is like, I already know the answer here. Just how we're about to find out. A deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, Deadly fate. A deadly class trial.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win! But if you can't, then I win! And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Clearly the loophole is that the bear is gonna throw himself into something, but the mastermind is not.
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Hmm?
Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me! I'm right, aren't I? I knew it!
Wow, this got started abruptly.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
All three of them think that everyone around them is their enemy. There's no doubt this is a trap Monokuma set. He set it up so we would suspect each other. And I have something that proves it.
You guys have all been working. I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves every... What? This doesn't make any sense.
How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
No, that's wrong. It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different.
You're no kidding. No, that's wrong.
With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
I figured as much. In which case...
Hiro, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
This one too. It's just like I thought.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care.
Well, at least that is getting slapped out of
Together.
Monokuma's hand. Yes,
That way
indeed, Lilac.
I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
Do I still have a snack in here? I'm hungry. Proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. And that person is...
I got it! In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me?
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Byaku's picture, Hina's picture, Hiro's picture, and mine. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something...
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
Wait a minute. Whatever could it be, Lilac?
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, no, no. I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that.
Patterns?
So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it is fake. Also, here are the, group photo. There's something strange else that is very strange about the photo. Well, that's one of them. Unfortunately, I can't show them all. The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason.
Now I understand.
You do, huh?
Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
You thought your hamburger... Sorry, I'm eating cookies. You thought your hamburger was abducted by aliens.
Yeah, all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, that's the absolute truth. They have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. And there's another way to prove it besides those pictures. Jeez, that's a lot for kind difficulty. Luckily, I already know.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
No, that's wrong. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
I wish I could just see the photos again. There was something weird about a couple of the characters.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
There can be up to 7 or 9 bullets. Yeah. But that was already about 5 or 6.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here!
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
Don't act like that. You don't either.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
Yeah, except maybe Jill, yeah.
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, I really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Byakuya is being reasonable because if he doesn't, he's going to die.
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
How could someone just steal our memories?
He's secretly just as desperate. Yep, Nick.
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
Because everyone will die, including him, if he messes up. True. Yes, King Captain.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably 1,000,000 miles away. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
I'm positive they're somewhere in the school, otherwise there's no way they could have controlled that machine.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is that much I
When you... Is the mastermind...
Of course, they have to be.
What makes you...
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. The mastermind is probably 1,000,000 miles...
No, that's wrong. There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
You could also have used Monokuma's whole spiel that you keep referencing, but that is also not very good evidence.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time, so there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
Sure, I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants. And the only people to take a single step are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
We didn't believe you were.
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
What? Why me?
Because everyone blames you.
Cuz it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Lilac points out, unless they fake their death.
Aw, nuts! Ya got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That is kind of weird. That is indeed kind of weird, but hey, it's plot invincibility. Look, Hyoko didn't get the same treatment in the alternate ending.
That's a good point.
And then everybody had babies with each other, and Byakuya had 80s rocker beetle hair, and it was very distressing.
Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing.
It's linked in the mod chat. Well, it's like a mash between the two of them, okay? Okay, it looks like 80s, but it also looks like he's kind of a beetle. It's like in the middle. The link is in the mod chat, Laylik.
We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Mukuro's actual cause of death must have been...
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
OMG, it does, King Captain? What, the hair in the ending? All the wounds covering her body, that's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
But then how could she have tried to kill Makoto, you know, footsteps of the Angel of Death and all that?
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh?
That's wrong.
How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know...
You're wrong.
She denied me. Before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me!
Adam, if you're so sure we're gonna die, why bother saying it in the first place? Because... Toko. Mukuro Kusawa's profile is the one we were looking for.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time,
This time he whines.
All cutesy.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
No, those wounds didn't come from the battlefield. One look at what was written about her, and that should become clear.
Mukuro was the ult. She must have been.
So, when you think of obviously, she got all the...
No, that's wrong.
I'm trying to wait out the whole thing.
No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing.
You're into some weird stuff, Kate.
Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Yeah, I've had multiple misfires from impatience before. That's me on most games, honestly.
Anyway, so we can be sure that
Byakuya
Mukuro
is so
suffered all
done.
those wounds after coming to this school.
Toko, stop, please. I agree.
In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can save this.
I know, Lilac, what? You saw my thoughts about it afterward. It's like the multiple things that are very wrong with this.
The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
And Nick's laughing. Yeah, it's a little messed up, isn't it? A little bit. Mukuro's fatal injury has been added to the truth bullets.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
But they covered up the smell with the corpse flour. Sherazade Toko is supposed to be the ultimate writer. Everything coming together yet? Indeed, Act.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night?
She's the ultimate writer and the ultimate murderous fiend, so... Oh right, this was all yesterday.
Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
The identity of the one who attacked me. I can't think of anyone else.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Who knows?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
They were careful in drawing that frames where hands don't come. No, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me, even if I didn't see their face. Oh, they did have it so the hand. They did have it so that one hand was showing. Okay. Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo, comparing that to the masked attacker. I did not notice that. It should be obvious. Dude, you're a short, pudgy bear. I'm guessing he's referring to the person in the control room.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
Oh.
Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
The hips! Easy to spot area. The right hand.
You never saw their face, right?
Ouch.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face.
Oh no, I have to grab
there's
the right
another
hand and
part of
then...
the attacker we
Oh? Is it the right hand or the left hand?
I have to do
Maybe
right
or
hand and then
perhaps-
it was
or
Mukuro
could it
Ikusaba.
be the
Skyblow's laughter is an incredulous gasp. The hips.
You never saw their so you can't have any. I'm telling you now, it was
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I had it the first time. Jeez.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me.
You have a very nice memory.
And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you.
Oh, I'm loving seeing Monokuma sweat here.
But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh. No snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
The hands.
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything. Kyoko was removing her gloves.
Your hands!
Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin.
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them, and she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
She is enjoying this so much.
Sure.
Also,
As
Nick
long
says,
as
I
it
would like to
means
describe
pushing me
Laura's laughter as
farther into
incredulous
the
gasp
corner, right?
at the hips.
I'm not cornered just yet.
Bear!
Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally
I mean Monokuma, not my
unknown.
cat. We figured.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about.
Bear is actually
I
Monokuma.
promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
Nice quote.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
The freezers. Keep a body fresh for however long.
She would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then, she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
There's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
Out of all the 16 students who got blast injuries,
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue.
unless it was never showed, Mondo was the one who kicked the bear? And that's when they figured out it was a bomb? That's right, it's actually set up for use again.
So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Yeah, no one other than Mukuro's body. And Mondo didn't get any injuries, he just kicked the bear, and that's when we realized it was a bomb.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
The proof that shows the body was carried from the lab to the garden. There's something that made its way from the biolab to the garden.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says Biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
His nitpicky nature. 3 fingers pointing back, pal.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess!
I love seeing Monokuma nervous here. It's great. I don't know, I can see Makoto's fairly visually oriented and he has good visual memory. Indeed, Lilac, he has remembered all the details about the killer's hands, his attacker's hands despite being asleep. Mostly asleep.
Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved!
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Yes.
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
You talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Oh, I thought Makoto's memory came from having some gameplay like snake shh. But yes, there was an inconsistency. I did notice it. I'm not sure. Lilac, what do you think? What do you think she means? Very curious. I'm kind of enjoying this because Lilac is the one who doesn't know who doesn't know how this is gonna end. So it's like she's kind of giving the reactions for me because, yeah. I'm lost on this one. I think all we got were the details on the body and the injuries. An inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about?
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about?
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. Monokuma, you fook. Indeed, Lilac. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this?
Wait, what? How did I fail? How did I fail? For Mukuro's death, you know what that means. It's everyone's favorite punishment time.
Is this really the...
What do you say? Want to give it another shot? Yeah.
I refuse
That was
to give up
fine.
yet.
That was fine. I'm not supposed to be able to fail there. Not when negative. What? I was in negative. I hadn't hit space. I'm an idiot.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
I hadn't hit space.
Are you sure about this? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? I'm not listening!
What? I'm sorry? What is happening? That one is supposed to... I'm sorry.
I refuse to give up yet.
Select the bullet. It was selected. It was selected in the corner. You saw it. It was selected in the corner. It was right there in the corner. Selected. Biolab secret. It was right there.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! I'm not listening! This should prove it.
Okay. I did not know that you got... I did not know that you ever got offered multiple bullets there.
Yoko's talking about is...
Oh my god. Why was that so difficult? I am so sorry, guys. The one time I actually get the minigame right. I did not know there were multiple bullets. They had not shown that there were multiple bullets. I'm sorry I'm blaming the game here. That was frustrating because I did such a good run of it the first time. And then I had to redo it a bunch of times.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
Anyway, Lilac, yes, you were.
And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
You got it right, Lilac.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
9 plus 6. 9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10.
I got it!
Because it's the finale shares out. That's true, that's true. Oh,
is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why?
That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
that's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chihiro was yeah, well, nobody is as dumb as you, so that means someone was faking their death. Chihiro was fourth. Mondo was fifth. Taka was sixth, then Hifushi was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. And victim number 10 was Mukuro. So 10 people in all.
10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
Chihiro needs to put down that Mary Jane for a second.
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Because one of them got up and walked away, including Monokuma's execution.
There have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies.
Also, technically, Mondo shouldn't be in there unless they're just keeping a frozen tub of butter in that locker. There shouldn't be anything left of Celeste.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Yes, butter. They're just... If you've got an empty refrigerator and ashes, yeah, Nick. And Jijan, hello again! Nice to see you again. I miss... Good to have you back. Butter body, Lilac, yeah. The reason there are less bodies than murders The explanation for more murders than victims. Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? There were actually 10 murders, but 9. That's why there are 9 bodies. That's patently untrue. Kind of Monokuma is shoot. Actually, you're completely right. So look, shoot. Okay. Oh, shoot. We failed it again. Yeah, let's go. This is gonna take some. This is gonna take some doing. Did not.
10 of the lights should have been on.
That's simple.
Oh, we're gonna go through all the deaths again. Sayaka, Junko, Lian was fine. Lian still had a body. Mondo was butter. Those two were fine. Celeste was ashes. Definitely not getting an A. Sakura was 9. And then was Moguro.
That's
10 people
right.
in all.
But of course, I can't believe they wanted, and yet,
Not like the mana coins matter anymore. It's just the end of the game, and I've never used them. All those Ritos, I'm actually... everybody looking at Maggie like, stop effing up.
It may very
Look,
well be.
Makoto isn't very smart, and I am much less smart than Makoto is.
Including Mono. That's the
I'm completely...
Only 9 murders took place, but there were 10. The mastermind destroyed a body we already decided to know. The same person was killed twice. I am not a very smart Makoto. You sounded exactly like Toko for a minute there. They were going to destroy a body, it would have been Mukuro's.
shoot.
Okay. Monaco being very charitable right now. Yes, bodies and murders. The same person was murdered twice.
I got it. What about if the same person was killed twice?
Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
You can't blame me for not getting that, right?
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that.
It explains that badly.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
The correct way to state that is that the same body appeared twice, while seemingly murdered twice. Yeah.
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious. Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Right. Resorting to insults. Oh, what argument are we making? Probably scanning something.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mando Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
Mukuro died from the wounds she had all over her body. Wasn't there someone else who suffered the same sort of injury?
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
Shoot!
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
Leon Kuwachihira, Mando, Kiyotaki Fumi, Celestial, or maybe...
No. There's no way anyone was...
No, that's wrong. Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Becomes obvious at this point? Maybe.
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
And the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... What does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died.
I would like to show you again Lilac. The group photo. I can only show one, but it should be enough. Notice anything?
So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be.
No, I can't. Not that. I'm looking for the rest of the group photos. This just goes to different clues. I love Lilac's reaction. That preppy Vic is responsible for all of this. Oh shit. No. I just did. Yeah. There we go. Works differently in 2 and 3. Yeah. I guess? I don't know. 2 and 3, but... Wrecked. Banned. Don't ban anybody!
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive. The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But, can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Good cutoff point coming up? Alright. It's the tattoo on the hand, I'm pretty sure.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
For that to be true, then that couldn't have been her body we found in the garden. Is that really possible?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
No, it's wrong.
Weird way to put that. But at least I can follow the logic.
The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records.
Oh, right, that part. Okay.
Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed
5
97 pounds.
foot.
Her vitals were 31, 21, 32.
The numbers keep changing. The numbers keep changing. $31, $22, $32.
Everything in her
Good job.
profile is consistent with that corpse.
Ultimate detective.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
I noticed she said Mukuro was 5'6", and then you had actually said earlier 5'7" and 97 pounds is basically anorexic.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind,
Or underweight, I should say. I'm sorry.
who's actually still alive?
That was weird. Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Indeed. Cutoff point coming off after a special cutscene?
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Or maybe Kyoko is not as good a detective as we thought. Renji, hello. I don't think I've seen you here before. Thanks for stopping by. We are about to finish the stream, though, because I have been going for nearly 3 hours. So we will have to stop in the middle of this trial. Unfortunately.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. I'm probably gonna watch this trial again before next time, just so I'm caught up. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
But it's literally almost over.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body, touched her wrist to her pulse like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
Epilogue you're talking about, Nick.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
There's only an hour and a half left. I can't actually stream the rest of it in one day. I can't actually go for another hour and a half because of the way my stream setup is.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
You are good at being stubborn.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
I have no idea. That is what I have had no idea of since the beginning.
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Totally obvious Mukuro disguised as Junko died, stored, and then used later for a body. Okay, I got it. Don't tell me that in the future, but I had just gotten it anyway. Even though it doesn't really matter me saying that don't in the future, this is the last trial.
That's it! What if she switched places with someone else?
Sorry, I'm more blind than you. No, it's fine. It's fine. I had gotten it.
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met...
Ninjas, yes, Dig Dug. Also, hello, welcome. We're nearly...
It's actually Mukuro all along?
We're nearly done with tonight's stream. We are going to be ending in the middle of the trial, but...
We'd already met her?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
Oh, that is clever. That is a clever one.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. I understand I was pressing the right evidence. It has to do with Mom Monokuma trying to keep me from seeing it.
Shoot!
My brain keeps going to the...
I got it!
There we go.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster,
It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service. It just so happened to break just now. Now then, when, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
you made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
No, it wasn't a fluke. The Mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. Mastermind tried to cover up one piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. Oh, we're doing this again.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! That's impossible!
This should prove it.
First try.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
And I believe this is what you were noticing, Lilac.
What's so unusual about them?
I totally would not have noticed if I hadn't already known who it was. The unusual circumstance common in all these pictures. The unusual circumstances is...
I got it!
I would never have noticed if I hadn't already known.
The one thing common
It's
to
very
every
clever.
single photo is that you can't see her face.
It's very clever.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And if she'd used any other name...
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait! Hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now!
And she would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling kids. This was us all meeting. What was the identity of the ultimate fashionista who had met in the main hall? Where did the mastermind keep Mukuro's body? It was in... the freezer. Oh, in a tarp. That isn't the right tarp. Said it would be obvious, yeah. It did wind up being kind of obvious at the end. And that is literally just that picture. What was it? It was a knife. Big ol' honkin' knife. Mastermind attacked me. Who was it that stopped them? After their surprise attack failed, the mastermind fled my room. That looks like fleeing. I'm not sure if those twos are switched. What did the mastermind do with the mask after they took it off? This is just them taking off. And then they put it on another body. What was the condition of the dead body when we first found it in the garden? It was... Oh, these are the locker room doors. This is the furnace. And then the body exploded, leaving nothing but a wreck. mastermind?
The killer is you! We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room.
Yes, okay, that was the
She
part I
put
was
the
worried about.
same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place.
First try.
Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder. And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima! That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Is he just gonna explode?
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
He's just gonna explode in me.
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Okay, after the cutscene, we enter the night.
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Ultimate despair. Junko Enoshima. How'd she get down here that
We've
fast?
been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Oh my god! The voice! The voice! What is that voice?
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world!
She's British! She's British! Can we end it there? And we'll get back to this next week. Okay. She's British! that was the part I didn't know about. Indeed, that was the part I didn't know about. There's the part I didn't know about. Okay, I'll reveal next week. Okay, and hopefully then... And then... Oh, this will be a fun 7 days. Should we watch the rest later? Actually, now I kind of want to see if I'm right about the school. You go ahead, but tell me nothing. Oh boy. I knew it was Junko from the very beginning of the game, because I have a friend in a group chat I've been in for years who was very into the series and very into Junko as a character, the point where they roleplayed as Junko for a very long time. So I did actually know about this. I just did not know that she appeared in this game. So when I kind of saw her at the beginning, it was a couple of months ago, so I'm not sure if you remember, but it was you might have seen me kind of freaking out, like, I didn't know she was in this game? Wait, no, I think I know something important. But then she died. She died because of all the spears, and I basically freaked out. Because I thought I knew what was going on. And clearly I very much didn't, because if she was dead, how could she be the mastermind? I did not know anything about this, all this switching up and replacement and all of this. I had not known any of that. So when I did mention that I knew who it was to Nick, he said there were still surprises to be had. He was right. I would have never figured all this out. I would have never figured all this out on my own. If I hadn't already known that, that would not have happened. That would have been so much harder than it actually was. Whew, okay. Okay. Well, I'll be back around on Thursday for maybe something new for the rotation. We'll have to see. Thank you again. What? WTF Hinata for following, Nick for the resub, Lilac for the resub. I apologize again. Junko is still staring into your soul. Yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. With those big ol' eyes. Quit staring at me with them big ol' eyes. And then we'll come here and be here next week for the conclusion, and I will be putting up a poll about what game we are going to be playing next on Sundays. Perhaps after one community stream? I'm not sure. But yeah, the next game will be either Off to the Moon, Valhalla, or there was a fourth one. Off, Valhalla, to the Moon, or whatever the other one was. I thought it was going to be Off. I was going to make a poll. I'm pretty sure the group response is still going to be Off. I think it'll owe it to Lilac to make it Off. We'll still make things fair. We'll make things fair. But yes. That will be going up in the Discord sometime this week. If you are not there. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, we're gonna host Blind Empire. Playing Final Fantasy XIV Online. And for now, this is Paper Love Ice signing off. See you around. Look at that beautiful face. Look at this beautiful face.